Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Azizan. Today I want to tell you about global warming or climate change. I want to tell you guys about what is global warming until how we can do to slow down or stop the effect of global warming or climate change. So watch it until the end. Thing we're gonna talk about is what is global warming. Global warming is a long-term increase in the Earth's average surface temperature. It is a key aspect of climate change and is primarily driven by human activities. The Earth climate has naturally fluctuated over million years, but the current rate of warming is unprecedented. We support this global warming or climate change movement. Global warming as a scientific concept is widely supported by the global scientific community and international organizations. It is well established phenomenon with extensive body of scientific evidence. Here are some organizations that support the understanding of global warming. The first one is scientific community. The overwhelming consensus among climate scientists is that global warming is occurring, and it is primarily caused by human activities, especially the release of greenhouse gases. This consensus is supported by numerous scientific studies, data, and research conducted by institutions and scientific worldwide. The second is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC. The IPCC is an international organization established by United Nations. It assesses the scientific literature on climate change and provide comprehensive reports. The IPCC's assessments are based on the work of thousands of scientists and are widely respected as authoritative source on climate change. The third is national and international government agencies. Many national governments and international agencies recognize the support and support the science of global warming. They have established policies and initiatives to address climate change, reduce emissions, and adapt to its impacts. For example, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, or UNFCCC, is an international treaty signed by nearly all countries to address climate change. The fourth is environmental organizations. The environmental organization worldwide actively support the scientific understanding of global warming and advocate for climate actions. This organization often play a crucial role in raising awareness, promoting conservation, and urging governments and business to take action. The fifth is non-governmental organizations, or NGOs. Numerous NGOs are dedicated to addressing climate change and supporting to effort to mitigate global warming. They often conduct research, raise awareness, and advocate for policy changes. And the sixth are the last, individuals. Many individuals, activists, scientists, and concerned citizens actively support the understanding of global warming. They may participate in climate marches, advocate for change, and make personal effort to reduce their carbon footprint. It's important to note that while there is widespread support for the scientific consensus on global warming, there are also groups and individuals who may deny or downplay its significance. However, the overwhelming body of scientific evidence support the reality of global warming and the urgent need for mitigations and adaptations strategies to address its consequences. When did the global warming or climate change effect can stop or reduce? So global warming, which is primarily driven by human activities and the release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, will not simply stop on its own without deliberate effort to reduce emissions and mitigate its effects. The trajectory of global warming depends on various factors, including the levels of greenhouse gas emissions, international cooperations, and global effort or to address the issues. Here's some key points to consider, like human includes indicates global warming. The current pace of global warming is largely attributed to human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial process to slow or stop this warning trend. There must be a significant reduction in greenhouse gas emission. And the next one is climate feedbacks. Global warming can trigger feedback mechanisms such as the release of additional greenhouse gases from thawing permafrost or change its albedo due to melting ice. These feedbacks can complicate effort to stabilize temperature. The next one is continuing mitigations. To stop global warming and stabilize temperature, it will be necessary to continue and even increase mitigations efforts, including transition to renewable energy research, improving energy efficiency, and implementing policies to reduce emission across various sectors. And the last but not least, adaptations. In addition to mitigations, adaptation strategies will be essential to cope with the effect of global warming that are already underway. This includes building resilient infrastructure, protecting coastal area from sea level rise, and addressing the impacts of extreme weather events. It's important to understand that global warming is a complex, long-term issue, and addressing it requires sustainable global cooperation and a commitment to reduce emissions. While it may not be possible to completely stop all aspects of global warming, the goal is to limit it to a level that avoids the most catastrophic consequences for ecosystem and human societies. The sooner effective actions are taken to reduce emissions and adapt to changed climate, the better the prospect for stabilizing global temperatures. The next one is why global warming or climate change can happen to our Earth or our life. Global warming and climate change occur due to complex interplay of natural process and human activities. Here are the key factors that contribute to this phenomena. The first thing is greenhouse gas emissions. The primary driver of global warming and climate change is the release of greenhouse gases into the Earth's atmosphere. These gases include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and water vapor. Human activities such as burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gases, deforestation, and industrial process significantly increase the concentration of these gases in the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases trap heat from the sun and prevent it from escaping, leading to an increase in the Earth's average temperature. The next one is deforestation. The removal of forests reduces the planet's capacity to absorb and store carbon dioxide. It's a process known as carbon sequestration. Forests act as carbon sinks by absorbing CO2 from the atmosphere. When forests are cut down or burned, stored carbon is released into the atmosphere, contributing to global warming. The next one is change in land use. Converting natural landscape such as forests and wetlands into urban areas and agricultural land can increase greenhouse gases emissions and disrupt the balance of ecosystem. The next one is transportation. The burning of gasoline and diesel fuels in cars, trucks, airplanes, and ships release carbon dioxide and other pollutants into the atmosphere, contributing to global warming. The next one is natural process. While human activities are the primary driver of the recent climate change, natural process such as volcanic eruption and solar variation can influence the climate over geological timescales. However, the current rate of warming is well beyond what can be explained by natural factors alone. The next one is feedback loops. Climate change can trigger feedback loops that amplify warming. For example, as Arctic ice melt, the Earth's relativity or albedo decrease, causing it to absorb more heat and leading to further warming. Other feedback loops involve the release of methane from thawing permafrost or changes in ocean circulation pattern. The last one and but not least, changes in weather pattern. Global warming can lead to shift in weather patterns, resulting in more frequent and severe weather events such as hurricane, drought, and floods. It is important to note that the current pace of global warming is primarily driven by human activities, particularly the emission of greenhouse gases. This has led to a rapid increase in global temperature, with far-reaching impact on the environment and society. Addressing climate change requires international cooperation, mitigation efforts to reduce emissions, and adaptation strategies to cope with its effects. Where did the global warming or climate change can happen? Global warming and climate change occur throughout the world and impacts every region, but the effect can vary depending on geographic locations. Here's how global warming and climate change affect different parts of the world. Temperatures increase. One of the most direct effects of global warming is rising temperatures. This phenomenon is observed globally, with nearly all regions experiencing increased average temperatures. However, the rate of warming can vary. Generally, higher altitudes and land areas experience more rapid warming than lower latitudes and oceans. The next one is melting ice and glaciers. Global warming leads to the melting of glaciers and ice caps, resulting in rising sea levels. This effect is particularly pronounced in polar regions like the Arctic and Antarctica. Melting ice also affects mountainous areas in regions such as the Himalayas and the Andes. The next one is sea level rise. As global temperature rise, seawater expands and ice sheet melts. This causes sea level to rise, which can lead to coastal erosions or increased flooding in low-lying coastal regions. Many coastal cities and islands nations are vulnerable to this impact. The next one is extreme weather events. Global warming contributes to the increase in the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, such as hurricane, heat wave, wildfire, and heavy rainfall. This event can occur in various parts of the world, affecting communities and ecosystem. The next one is shift in ecosystem. Rising temperature and changing climate condition can lead to shift in ecosystem. Species may migrate to different regions or face habitat loss. This can impact biodiversity and disrupt natural ecosystem. The next one is health impacts. Climate change can affect human health by increasing the prevalence of heat-related illness, expanding the range of disease factors like mosquitoes that can carry disease like malaria and dengue, and worsening air quality. The next one is ocean acidification. The absorption of excess carbon dioxide by the world ocean leads to ocean acidifications. This impact marine ecosystem including coral reef and shellfish population. The last one but not least, national security and migration. Climate change can exacerbate social and political instability in region with resource scarcity and displacement due to sea level rise, extreme weather events, and crop failures. It's important to note that the effect of global warming and climate change are interconnected and have far-reaching consequences. Addressing this challenge requires international cooperation, mitigation efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, adaptation strategies to cope with the changing climate, and effort to build resilience in vulnerable communities. Is how we can stop or slow down the effect of global warming or climate change. We can help stop or slow down the effect of global warming by taking individual and collective action that reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote sustainability. Here are some effective ways to contribute to this effort, like reduce energy consumption, improve energy efficiency in your home by using energy efficient appliances, proper insulations, and LED lighting. Set your thermostat to lower temperatures in winter and higher temperature in summer. Unplug devices and chargers when they are not in use. Support renewable energy resource like solar and wind power. The next one is use sustainable transportation. Choose public transportation, carpooling, biking, or walking to reduce the carbon footprint of your daily commute. Consider using electric or hybrid car vehicle. Keep your car well maintained to improve fuel efficiency. And the next one is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Minimize waste of reduction, reusing, and recycle materials. Dispose of waste properly to prevent greenhouse gas emission from landfills. The next one is plant trees and maintain green spaces. Trees absorb carbon dioxide and provide oxygen. Consider planting trees in your community. Support reforestation and conservation effort to protect existing forests. The next one is reduce single-use plastic. Minimize the use of disposable plastic items and opt for reusable alternative. Participate in clean-up activities to reduce plastic pollutions. The next one is advocate for climate action. Engage with your local and national government to support climate policies and initiatives. Vote for political leaders who prioritize climate actions. The next one is education and raise awareness. Learn about climate change and share information with your friend and family. Participate in or support climate education and awareness campaign. The next one is advocate for sustainable transportation. Support public transportation, cycling lanes, and pedestrian-friendly infrastructure in your community. The last one but not least, participate in environmental initiatives. Get involved in local environmental organizations, clean-up events, and conservation projects. It is important to recognize that individual actions, while valuable, should be accompanied by collective effort and policy change at local, national, and international levels. Government, business, and communities play essential roles in addressing global warming. By making substantial choices in your daily life and advocating for change, and you can contribute to the global effort to slow down and eventually mitigate the effect of global warming. The end of my video. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.